Welcome back to Mark Jr. Reacts, and today we're reacting to The Beginning After the End, episode 2. If you want to see this video full length, unfiltered, uncut, as well as exclusive reactions not seen anywhere else, check out our Patreon, link in the description. And of course, my name is Mark Jr., and let's get into it. Damn. Oh, that's awesome. That's good for him, I guess. Ooh. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Should have thought about that before you tried to kill the king. Okay. I mean, fair enough. He is a king. Fuck. Holy fuck. God damn. True. Okay, that's extreme. Okay. Let's talk about he just went over, flashed them up, and they died. That is, damn, that's a yikes. Gray is ruthless. I guess it makes sense though. As a king, you have to be, presumably you have to be ruthless. Of course, there are benevolent kings, but I think you can be benevolent and ruthless at the same time. But damn, at least presumably they went quick. That is a mercy compared to whatever fate might await them in their homeland. Right, now we're in the normal world. The world that you... Okay. Cool. That's right, go at him. His father's skilled. Damn, not bad. That's pretty cool. He's happy. Episode 2, The King Attacked. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you should have someone, yeah, actually certified. That's a good idea. Yep, it is. He's only 4. Yeah. He's growing up fast. Aw, that's fair, too. He's the only son you have, to be fair. Hold on, but yeah. Clouding their perspective, true. That's a good idea. Why don't they both go along with them? That is a really good idea. Plan C. It's always good to have a plan C. They're parents. That's what they do. They make a fuss. Arthur Laywin. I will say, as someone who's who's read the manhwa webcomic, they did the character's design justice. I will say that. They did a really good job matching the characters to how they appear in the story, which I always appreciate. Adam? Angelo? He can't breathe. There. Durden, okay. His hand is so big, and she's Jasmine. And Helen. Truthfully, I'm probably gonna forget most of their names. I forgot most of the names when I read the manhwa. I'm not quite sure what that creature is. Looks cool. That's what matters. It's as long as it looks cool or interesting to me. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can't really compare a carriage ride to a fucking plane or blimp or whatever they are. You can't compare them. They are two vastly different forms of transport. Not only are they vastly different, one's in the air and one's on the ground. You can't really compare the two. Just say. Ooh, that looks cool. Oh, what's this? A wolf. I'm guessing. That's like a classic fantasy world starter creature. A wolf. The word is not safe. No, it's not. It's a cool world, though. Okay. Augmenters. Okay. And he's a conjurer. So is she. A feast sounds good, honestly. Oh, damn. I didn't either. They're standing guard while they heal. Okay. I thought there was another, like, attack or something happening. Special kind of mage called Emir. Yep. Remember that. They gonna spar? Okay. Probably. No? Okay, yeah. Ready. That's right. They're both going all out. Oh, that was pretty cool, though. And he almost flips. Yeah, not surprising. I like the effects. Magic effects are good. He is. Yes, he is a little monster. What do you want, Jasmine? He moved. Alright, teacher. Ooh, shooting star. That's cool. Travel. That's what they're doing. Oh. Yeah, you dare say. You gotta be careful with your words, man. You never know what could happen. That's cute. Father and son like that. Ooh. Can you hit anything? Not bad. That's pretty good. Yeah. Teachers can learn just as much as the student. Oh wow, she's fast. They're both fast. Reading in the candlelight. And she's staring at him. Ooh. Knife or a dagger? Could be either. I just love all of them. They're just nice people. You dying? Ooh. They're getting attacked. That's right. Okay. Prepare for battle. Oh, that's a lot of them. Oh, that was pretty cool. That was actually really cool. Oh. Bandits that are human traffickers. Makes sense. Oh, that's a... There's quite a few of them. Boom. Ooh. Nice. And... Alright, cool. That's right. But they have the numbers. There's so many of them, man. Oh, Reynolds. No. This is but a scratch. Looks more than a scratch, just gonna say that. Get your mama out of there. That's right. That makes sense. Like, I had a theory that that's what it was, but I didn't want to voice it. I didn't want to be wrong. And boom. Okay. Fight. Ooh. Just throw the sword. Not fair enough. Hmm? True. It's ruthless. That's what he gets. Oh, there's one more. What kind of spell is that? Shit. That's not good. Come on, you got him. Almost there. That's nice. Yeah. Man, I'm actually getting emotional. You're making me shed tears, man. Oh, now he's crying. Damn. Wait, what? Nani? You're joking. That's it. That's... So, I think there's a little bit more afterwards. So, let's see what the end credit scene is. If there's one. This is just a end credit. I'm pretty sure. Ooh. How is he alive? He's like 4. He should not have survived that. In a forest. Yikes. Jesus. Oh, that's terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. Oh, Arthur. It knows your name. Congrats. Okay. That's that. That. Initial thoughts. It was a good episode. I know immediately people are gonna be complaining about the animation, or in some cases the lack thereof. I'm not, because I think it's fine. I think there's also a disconnect, or I think there's also a the thing about me is I spend a lot of time reading manhwa, webcomics, stuff like that. So I'm used to seeing still images as like with action in them. I think that's probably also one of the reasons why this doesn't bother me. This stuff doesn't bother me. because I'm used to it, and because I think it's fine. It's not like it's just completely slideshow. There's animation that builds up to it, and then it just kind of falls flat for people. Again, I think it's fine, but I know a lot of people are gonna have complaints about it. Fair enough, I guess. I think most people that have a problem with it are overreacting. There's nothing. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. At the end of the day, it's just what matters is the story. The animation can be important, but as long as the story, OST, and everything else is fine, then what's the big deal? So I like the episode. Let's actually talk about it. First off, we see Arthur challenge. Well, actually, no, we did not see him challenge. First off, I almost forgot the order of events again. We start out with Gray, King Gray, presiding over the trial or sentencing, I think, of a man who tried to kill him. And that man in question has been deemed to be sent back. Just him saying thank you, and then Gray wanting to say something, or going to say something, but we don't see what that is, of course. That's anime for you. They never show what someone's saying, if it's important or not. But that's what happens first. And then we see Arthur now spar with his dad, Reynolds, because Reynolds sees potential in him. And he tries to get Arthur to use gauntlets, but he says no, and he uses a sword. Long story short, he destroys the sword that Reynolds is holding in a spar by infusing mana into his weapon. And then Reynolds decides next best thing is to have a professional teach Arthur how to fight, which that makes sense, honestly, because you don't want to have a lackluster teacher. If you can have like a full-on professional, like expert teach you, you should take advantage of that. And he has his party teach him. At least I think he has his party teach him. And so they go on travels. We meet the party, even though we saw them for a moment or two, but that was it. But now we meet the party. They adventure. They go on their travels somewhere, and they get closer as a group, which makes sense because you're traveling together, fighting together, surviving together, eating together, starving together, normal stuff. And so they fight, they spar, they train, they learn from each other, because Arthur is able to teach Jasmine, a quiet assassin or ninja or whatever, how to move quickly. And I think that's pretty cool when you could teach someone something and they're teaching you. When you can reciprocate, like have a reciprocal relationship like that to teach each other, I think that's how people can really grow stronger and all that. And then it's a lot of that, really. And then after that, in their travels, they are intercepted by bandits. Lots and lots and lots and lots of bandits, because bandits exist. Of course they exist. And not just any bandits, they're bandits that traffic women and children. And so the groups that they fight, but they are outnumbered. Even though they are individually skilled, they're outnumbered, which makes sense because numbers matter in a fight sometimes. depending on the situation, numbers matter. Eventually, Reynolds gets hurt, unfortunately. Although he says it's just a scratch. It's not that. It doesn't hurt that much. But then Arthur wants to fight, but Reynolds says no. Get your mother out of there, because your mother's pregnant and has your younger sibling on the way. And so Arthur, realizing, oh hey, this is important, he goes and does what he's told. He gets his mother away. Or so we think. They're running, doing their thing, trying to get away. But then, out of nowhere, off on a ledge somewhere, is a bandit mage who was there conveniently. The only guy there, just conveniently waiting. And he uses wind and goes to sends Arthur flying. Arthur pushes his mother out of the way to survive, so that she can survive. And as he goes flying down, he uses a dagger with a string attached to drag the other guy with him, because he's not going down alone, man. And then, as he's falling, Arthur reflects on himself, on everything that he's done and been through. And we see him actually cry. We saw it happen before, in the last episode at the end, but we see him actually shed tears this time. And I'm not even gonna lie, that scene got me emotional, which is how you know it's doing something good, because I don't get emotional while watching anime or most media in general. But I do with this. I did with this. And he keeps falling and falling and he cries a little bit because he wanted to be a big brother, which that's cool. I want to be a big brother too. But anyways, they fall and then end. Cut to the ending, because of course it didn't feel as long as it did, and it was a cliffhanger. So, but then there's an after credit scene where he meets, he wakes up in the forest. It's dark outside, and he doesn't know where he is. And then this creature, I think that's probably a good way to call it. This creature appears. That massive creature looks really cool, which I think that's where a lot of the budget went to. Really, it kind of looks like that's where all the budget went to. And boom, the creature says, "Hello, Arthur. Good morning, Arthur." And that's when it ends, because it has to be ominous. And I think, and as I mentioned, I'm expecting people to have problems with it, but that's the nature of any kind of media, is people have problems with it. But as a fan of the source material, I'm enjoying this. We're only 2 episodes in. It could get worse, but I'm enjoying it so far. I appreciate the glimpses of Gray as a king and everything else like this. And I appreciate how they were faithful to how the characters look. Like, these are like 1-for-1 accurate, almost like they just copy and pasted from the manhwa webcomic to the anime. That's how accurate it is. I think with that, I've covered everything I wanted to cover with this episode. So I'm gonna wrap the video up here. If you would like to see this video full length, unfiltered, uncut, go to Patreon, link in the description, where I also post exclusive content never before seen anywhere else. I'm currently reacting to Sword of the Demon Hunter. It's on the Epic tier, $7 a month. Join if you want. Anyways, if you'd like to see this video full length, unfiltered, uncut, everything is in the description down below. Check out the Patreon. Like and subscribe as well, because liking and commenting and subscribing really helps me out. It shows me that you like what you see, and it also shows YouTube, hey, is interesting. Let's share them around. So yeah, Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, my name is Mark. Never stop being yourself, stay together, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.